Well, the novel coronavirus was first discovered in the U.S. on January 21st, 2020. It wasn't until March 11th that a global pandemic was declared, effectively changing life as we know it. By March 26th, the U.S. led the world in confirmed cases with more than 81,000. By April 2nd, there were more than 1 million cases worldwide. Now today, on the one-year anniversary of the pandemic, there are 3 vaccines going out across the U.S., giving us hope that the end is in sight. But that does not mean we are out of the woods just yet. Our 8 on your side, Marco Villarreal, joining us live this morning. So, Marco, today, 1 year later, what are doctors saying?
Well, it's hard to believe that it's been an entire year, perhaps the longest year in history, right? Well, this country, Florida, the Bay Area, has gone through a lot since a year ago. And Florida has been in the national spotlight ever since the first case showed up over in Manatee and Hillsborough counties. From packed beaches and scrutiny over crowds ignoring social distancing guidelines to businesses shutting down completely, it has been messy navigating through this pandemic. Positive case numbers of people stayed low during the nearly 2 months of shutdown, and then as restrictions were lifted, Floridians got a little too anxious to get back to normal last summer, and cases skyrocketed. This first wave peaked with nearly 14,000 new cases in one day. Restrictions were put back into place, and some hard lessons were learned.
Well, the one thing that I've found out from this last year is that you can never count on human nature, right? I mean, I think one of the things that we've known, and it's been emphasized over the last year, is that a lot of the ability to block transmission really resides in us, right? So if we're serious about it, we can actually block transmission.
And we really have seen that as numbers dropped and then the holidays showed up. People started traveling, congregating, and then afterwards we saw those numbers really go up. The highest number we have seen to date was in January at nearly 20,000 new coronavirus cases right here in Florida, Avery.
Yeah, you know, Marco, so many people really worldwide have been through the worst of the worst with this pandemic over the past year. But, you know, we're seeing a lot of hope in the headlines these days. Where do we stand now? Have things gotten any better?
They have, and a lot of that can be attributed to the vaccines that are being rolled out, but we're still not out of the woods, as Dr. Tang said. There's still a long way to go before everybody gets vaccinated. And a sobering reality today, 1 year ago, we have now seen nearly 2 million people in Florida alone infected with coronavirus, and 32,000 Floridians have died from it.
Marco Villarreal live in Tampa this morning. Thank you, Marco.